Hello, beautiful people on the internet. It's me, Grattify What Ifs, and I'm here to tell you what if Deku was a Green Ninja Part 8. I'm back again, and thank you all so much for sticking with me throughout the 2 weeks notice. Seriously though, that helped a lot, especially me, like focusing on my exams and stuff. Honestly, you guys are too wonderful. Another thing that you guys are too wonderful is that you gave me 200 subs. 200 subs! Woo-hoo! Thank you all so much. We're honestly growing like crazy, and I love it. I hope that you guys can continue to support me. And also another thing. So basically, before my I am so sorry video, well, let me just say a few things. Basically, on Discord, a few things happen here and there, mostly involving raiders and such. Basically, now I'm on a Discord. Discord link will be down below. Just thought I should let you guys know in case you want to just chat up with me. Personally, I know that stuff. Trust me, there's barely anyone there. That's about it. Apart from you guys hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and everything else that is golden. Enjoy the video. So, last I left off, Izuku Midoriya had just become class president, and he was a little bit, well, shocked. He didn't expect to be class president, but he eventually just decided to grow into the role and proved it when the alarms went off and the school went crazy. He might have handled that perfectly, but there was something still bothering. A feeling that things were about to change. Now we cut to Izuku, who's talking with his friends Ochako Uraraka and Tenya Ida. So, what are you going to be doing today, Mr. Class President? Ochako mocks, laughing to herself a bit, and Izuku is not very happy at the funny comment. Come on, Ochako, you know very well I don't like that. Just call me Izuku. Why not? I mean, after all, that is your proper title, so we should refer to you that way. Ida simply responds, backing Ochako up without even realizing it. And Izuku just sweat drops more because he's like, can that guy catch a clue? He thinks to himself. And as they continue talking and Ochako making fun of Izuku, Momo pops up. Hey Izuku. Oh, hi Momo. Ochako greets. Hello, Assistant Class President. Ida replies, backing up Ochako in that as well as they were greeting Yamomo. And Yamomo waves back at them and says, oh, hey, Izuku's acquaintances. As she finished this, Ochako and Ida were shocked. They had learned to know her name, hell, even her nickname. And she didn't bother to learn theirs? Unbelievable. Anyways, I might need to borrow your friend for a while. May you excuse us? Before she could even give them the time to reply, she had already dragged Izuku away from his chair and into the corner of the classroom. What do you want now, Momo? Can't you see that I was busy? Izuku whines. You know very well what I want, Izuku. Just give me the attendance slip. Because I will be here any minute. Oh, come on. It's like, what? 7:49? He's not usually here until 8:10, trust me. Everything is fine. His voice trails off as the door opens. And everyone looked there to see a crack. And inside that crack was Aizawa coming to the classroom. Fast as lightning, everyone got back to their respective seats. Everyone that was standing was on their seat. Everyone that was slouching was on their seats. Even Bakugo got his legs down from the table and then put his arms crossed, and Izuku and Momo ran to the podium. All before Aizawa could fully open the door. As he walks in, he looks at everyone scanning the room, then slowly walks to the podium. All of you are getting better at following instructions. I like that. The room was dead silent. Now, I have some news for all of you. The room got even more tense, and Ochako and Momo felt it the most. This was the same man that threatened to expel all of them just a few weeks ago. They weren't ready for whatever this man would throw at them. Today we'll be going to the USJ, a training facility meant for teaching all of you about hero rescue. They all let out a huge sigh of relief, but then quickly snapped back to the way that they were, not trying to look disrespectful to Aizawa. Aizawa just decided to ignore it. So yeah, later on today at 8 p.m. sharp, you all should get on the bus. Also, the attendants. I don't care if you're here or not. If you haven't written your name on it, you're not getting on the bus. It's that simple. Anyway, I'll see you there in like 10 minutes. He headed for the door and then opened it. But before he went through, he turned to face all of them one more time. Oh yeah, before I forget, you all can use your hero costumes. And there'll be 3 heroes accompanying us. We'll meet them in the USJ. So yeah, as he left the room, everyone was a bit ecstatic because now they get to do some more hero exercises. They hadn't done any ever since the Heroes vs Villains test, and they all know how that went out. They all rushed to, I don't even know what that thing is called, that place is where they grabbed their suitcases from, and then grabbed all their hero costumes. Oraka and Izuku were near each other when they were grabbing theirs. Man, I can't wait to try out my hero costume now, Izuku says, completely excited to put it on. So, what? You mean that clanky one that you use in the Heroes vs Villains test? Ochako asks, curious. Oh, not that. That was for some other reasons. This one is my actual hero costume now. Oh, sweet. I can't wait to see it. Anyway, see you on the bus, Izuku. She waved bye to him as she was heading for the door into the girls' locker room, and Izuku grabbed his own suitcase. Now, all of you guys were wondering where the hell was this man's hero costume. In fact, Kakashi Atage and some other person down in the comment down below, their names are right here in this video. Future editing me, put them up. Thank you. Anyway, these guys were asking about the hero costumes, and I bet a bunch of you were as well. And well, oh my god, why am I even putting out this long thing? Let me just introduce you. Hit it, editing me!
Just jump up, kick back, whip around and spin, and then we'll jump back to it again. Ninja, ninja, come on, we're gonna do it again. We just jump up, kick back, whip around and spin, and then we'll jump back to it again. Ninja, ninja, come on, into the weekend whip.
So, yeah, that's his hero costume. Hope you all enjoy. Now, back to the story. As they all got into the bus, everyone was a little bit wowed by Izuku's hero costume, and also his appearance, and also the fact that he had a fucking kunai in his hand, in his pockets, and a sword behind him. And, well, they were commenting about it, and it's like, that's a pretty cool suit, dude. You know, that was from Kirishima, and Deku was like, wow. So you got more sharp objects. Interesting. He stroked his chin. Yeah, but that's not really the important case. Anyway, is everyone here now? He asks the group since he is the class president and he has to make sure that everything is okay. Unlike Ida that would be like, yo, respect me. He's actually more chill about it, and they were all like, yeah, everyone's here. I think we're good to go. And they drove off. As Izuku was there, he was starting to sketch into his notebook about some things. Well, not exactly sketch, more like give out notes. Some of the things that I wrote down was about the Serpentine race, trying to still figure out what was that entire business, and also why he always gets that crazy feeling from them. In fact, now that he thought more and more about it, He also sometimes get that feelings from his classmates whenever he's near them. Even some students whenever he walks through the hallways and he's never even met them before. It always weirded him out. He asked his uncle to come over the weekend, but he'll only be later today. I better ask Sensei about this when I get home, he thought to himself. Then he flipped to a completely different paragraph and it was all about hero sketches. He started to sketch more and write about it so that whenever somebody is trying to pick at him, the only thing that is written about heroes. Now everyone else was talking on the bus. Bakugo was bragging about his quirk just like in canon and also just got shut down like in canon. And they were starting to compare themselves with their quirks and who could be the strongest. Until Sui put her finger on her chin. What about Midoriya, Ribbit? They all looked towards him as she started to explain. He has a pretty cool quirk. It's basic, but it's definitely got some style. Plus, there's also that fact that he's probably the best out of all of us in hand to hand. I mean, just look at him. Those weapons, the way that he holds them, it's definitely not the sign of an amateur. They all nodded in agreement and Momo just simply scoffed. You better not just be saying this out loud, you know he could hear you, right? Please, we're whispering about this, there's no way he could hear us. Actually, there is. Don't just think that I can't hear you because you're whispering. I'm just deciding not to pay attention. As he spoke up, everyone was shocked and now they were a little bit more scared of Izuku. As they weren't careful what he said, well, they could have really pissed him off. But before they could continue talking, however, the bus stopped and Aizawa whined down from the bus window saying, "Alright everyone, get out." As they all filed out, they saw the USJ and it was pretty amazing. USJ? Like the Universal Studios of Japan? Mina asked, curious about why it was named that. Oh, come on, there's no way that it could just be something like that. It's probably meaning something else. I mean, after all, it is a place where you could do for hero training, Kirishima replied. Yeah, so now welcome to the Unforsaken Simulation Joint, aka the USJ. Now inside you will find the Space Hero 13. As he said that name, Uraka fangirled a bit and Izuku noticed this. Might be one of her favorite heroes, he thought to himself, keeping that note in his mind as they were about to go inside. And also another one, as you might have already known him, All Might. Then everyone else geeked out and they were pretty happy and Izuku was like, guess I found the majority of heroes. Looks like All Might is still number 1. I love it. Thought that to himself as well as they finally entered inside and they only saw 13. The disappointment on all of their faces was immeasurable. Except for Uraka, she was still fangirling a bit. And also Deku, he wasn't expecting much. Aizawa went to go talking with a private conversation with 13 and 13 just held up 3 fingers. Izuku was confused at the gesture but he decided to take notice of that as well. Sorry everyone, but it looks like All Might couldn't make it today. He had some issues, but he might make it later on in the day anyway. Anyway, so this is the USJ. He showed them around and they saw a bunch of disasters. A collapsed building, landslides, a boat. It was amazing. Hey everyone, I'm 13 and as you know, I am a rescue hero. Today, I'll be teaching you about the different techniques about rescuing civilians. And as you know, my quirk is Black Hole. It can suck up anything and turn it into dust. I can use this quirk to save many people as I've done in my career. But there's one important factor that you need to know as well. It can easily be used to kill people. That's the thing about our quirks. If we're not careful, we could easily just take another person's life. And that's not the job of any hero. Also, you need to at least learn the basics so that whenever a situation like this pops up, you won't be completely rendered useless. They all nodded in agreement and took the advice to heart. And Izuku knew one thing or two about abusing power, as he could remember that adrenaline flow when he summoned that tornado of creation in the entrance exams. Anyway, so today we'll be doing the landslide first. She pointed at the mountain, and then we'll move on to the boat. So let's just walk out in a straight line and straight to the landslide, people. As they were heading down the stairs, they stopped as a giant black circle just appeared in the middle of the staircase, just below it. Then a hand creeped out. Then a man covered in hands followed out, and so did some kind of wormhole in a suit. There's no other way to explain Kurigiri, if I'm going to be honest, except for some kind of black substance in a suit. Finally. I was really tired. It was cramped in there. Shigaraki complained. I'm so sorry, Master, but you had to bear it. Yeah, I know. He looked up and then he saw the kids. They were scared witless of this man. Aizawa, is this part of the training course? Kirishima asked, still very confused and a little bit scared of this. Everyone get back, now, he commanded, putting out his arm just to protect everyone. Kurigiri, let the others out. As he said this, Kurigiri made multiple portals, and then the next thing you know, villains started to flood out. But then Izuku had a pit in his stomach. It was like something was moving and twirling. It was this strange feeling again. And this time, he was sure what it was. Oh no, he thought to himself, as he got himself into position just like everyone else. Everyone, back out the door, now! They all started to rush for the door, but Kurigiri teleported right in front of them. I'm so sorry that I had to interrupt your beautiful day, students. But sadly, this is our only chance to take out the number one hero. After all, isn't it soothing for him to die, protecting the future heroes of the next generation? He said this so menacingly that it sent chills down all their spines. Then Izuku had an idea. Ida? Huh? What? You're the fastest out of all of us here, right? Yeah. So that means you're the only one that could probably make it back to school, right? Good. Okay, on my signal, I'm going to give you an opening. And once we do, everyone cover Ida. You got it? They all nodded in agreement, and then the next thing you know, Izuku got into position. Okay. Ninja! Go! He spun and everyone just separated, letting Izuku run past using Spinjitzu. And then he went to go straight up body Kurigiri out of the way. Ida, now! He ran, but Kurigiri was not done yet. He created wormholes to try and sever Ida, well not exactly sever Ida, more like derail Ida off his position so that he wouldn't get off to the door. But, you know, his classmates helped him, and at the end of the day, they managed to reach it. So disappointing. Shigaraki sighed. He was able to see everything that was going on up there. Then Kurigiri teleported right next to him. I'm so sorry, Master. I let one of them get away. It doesn't matter, Kurigiri. Besides, we still have the kids with us. All might will come before the others, so our plan will still work. Just spread them, scatter them, and take the kid where he needs to, okay? Shigaraki ordered, and Kurigiri obeyed. Then he created portals beneath the kids' feet. Before Aizawa even knew it, they were gone. Izuku fell flat on his face on a dirty ground. Ow! Man, that hurts. He got up and then quickly got himself inside of a defensive position, bringing out his sword and then holding 3 kunais between his knuckles. Can't let my guard down though. There could be villains or worse. The Serpentine. He began to walk cautiously along the hallway, and then he realized he was inside the collapsed building. He noticed another thing too, that everyone was teleported across several areas, as he could look through the windows and then see some fights going on, off at the bridge, off at the landslide, off everywhere. Then he started to hear footsteps. It was coming from the door. Then he hid behind the door, just waiting to see who would pass. If it was one person, he would take them out. But if it was multiple, he had to let them pass, otherwise he would be in trouble. Then he saw Todoroki just walking through the door with his arm out front. He breathed out a huge sigh of relief, but this spooked Todoroki and he froze him. Whoa, 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 whoa. Chill, cool dude. Please, can you let me go? After a moment of hesitation, Todoroki knew he made a mistake and he was, cold about it and just said, "Oh, it's you, class president. I didn't know, and I can't actually get you out of that. I apologize." And Izuku just rolled his eyes. Whatever. And then he did spinjitzu and then broke the ice around him. I'm just glad I'm able to see a friendly face. Also, don't you know me by my name? No, I don't. I don't like remembering names, he replied. And Izuku was just, he was just, I don't know how to explain it. He was just sad, disappointed. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I can't believe this guy. Yeah, that's what's running through his mind. I can't believe this guy. But anyway, why are you here? What do you mean? By that logic, I should ask, why are you here instead of with the others? We were all teleported, but to random places. Or do I have to remind you on what's going on again? Izuku, just rolled his eyes again, but then he thought to himself, I thought I would be the only one here. I thought I sensed Serpentine. I was pretty sure that they're here. Could I be? Was I wrong? I mean, they wouldn't have teleported another person here. They want it to be secret. They want me only. Well, forget what I said. Let's just focus on getting out of this building. I know you could freeze over an entire building with your quirk. My friends told me in the Heroes vs. Villains exam, but we can't do that here. Only A, I'm in here, and B, one of them could have a heat quirk, so that's out of the question. Agreed. So, back to back? No. I walk alone, sadly. Just follow my lead, okay? As he walked down, Izuku was surprised. But I'm the class president. Whatever. As they were walking down the steps, however, Izuku was caught by the throat. Then he was raised up high. He looked back and he saw that it was that Constrictor King dude. Sorry, I forgot the name. What the hell? Finally. I can feel you in my grasp at last. Who are you? Let him go, Todoroki demanded. No can do, young one. I will make a proposition though. If you leave now, I can promise that you will not get hurt. Just leave your friend to me. After all, he could defend himself, or so he says. As he was squeezing Izuku's neck tighter and tighter, he was even more confused. Why the risk? Oh, you don't need to concern yourself with that. Todoroki started to freeze over, and then he spoke again. I will say this for the last time. Let him go. As he finished his sentence, he sent out a wave of ice, pretty much knocking back the Constrictor King and forcing him to release his grip. Thanks. Don't thank me. Let's just get out of here before that snake guy wakes up. Aren't you a little bit weirded out by him? So what? He has a snake quirk. It's not really that strong anyway. As he was walking down, Izuku noticed something. Of course. With the other dudes there, they'll probably think that he only got quirks. No wonder they could attack me in such broad daylight, but Todoroki, we can't work diligently now. I know that this sounds weird, but we have to run. Like, now. What do you mean? It was only him. They're probably just spread out in different groups. I can easily just take out 4 or 5. Then they started to hear hissing, and more hissing, and hissing that could echo all the way throughout all the exits, all the routes. I don't think you'll be able to take out something like that. Come on, let's go now! As they began to run, it was however too late. They were stuck between 2 crossroads. You were able to see different kinds of the serpentine race. You were able to see some Constricti, Vampire, Venomari, and Hypnobride. But for some reason there were more Vampire, I don't know how to pronounce that, I'm pretty sure I'm butchering it. I'm sorry if I butcher it. There were more Vampire and more Constricti than there were more Hypnobride and Venomari. Sooner or later they were blocked and cornered in all exits. The only thing that they could do was just face back to back as they could look out the window. Chaos ensuing throughout all the USJ. They were able to see their sensei fighting off some villains, but they don't know how long he will last. They were closing in, and Izuku, well, he knew what he needed to do. Hey, Todoroki, I want to ask something. How good are you with your quirk, Todoroki? That's your half hot, half cold? Izuku asks, still very confused and wondering if he got the name right. I'm excellent to my cold side. Why? No reason. Then the next thing you know, Izuku body slams Todoroki out of the window, which was easy because, well, Todoroki isn't much of a bodybuilder. He's actually much more with his quirk, while Izuku over here is superhuman. Just thought I should be mentioning that. I do not know why I keep on mentioning that. I should just stop talking and focus on the story. As Todoroki fell, he was like, "Why you?" Then he saw the snakes just jump on Izuku like they were feasting on him. I don't know how to exact dogpile. Yes, they were dogpiling, and that was the last thing Todoroki saw. Next thing you know, he was falling down from the building, but using his eyesight, he was able to just slide down quickly and safely. As he landed on the ground, he looked up. What is that bastard doing? He's just gonna get himself killed. As he took a few steps back, he tried to look up, seeing if he could at least find a way to get back up there and help his class president, his classmates. But next thing you know, he started to see something weird come out of that building. Green energy. Then he started to hear it hum, and it grew brighter, and the hum grew louder, until the next thing you knew, a sonic boom emitted from the building, shaking all of the windows from the building, and then finally just going throughout all of the USJ, as it could be heard everywhere. That's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this part, and thank you all for sticking with me so much. Again, I love y'all. And well, that's what I'm just going to say. And before you go, just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and everything else that is golden. This is Grattify What If signing off, y'all.